It's Friday noon. We're coming to you live from the NowMedia studios, headquarters here in Houston, Texas, West Chase. A lot of interesting things happening this week. We like to take a little bit of time and sort of announce what's happening in BNI world. BNI, just a reminder, largest networking referral organization in the world. We're talking about presence in over 70 countries, over 270,000 members worldwide. Just here in Houston, we're talking about over 50 chapters and over, I think, around 1,100, 1,200 members just in Houston alone. So a very large organization. Something interesting for all of the BNI members out there that was recently announced. You may already be going through this in your own chapters, but the time has come and it's a possibility now for chapters to start going back to what they call a hybrid meeting. Hybrid meeting basically is a situation where you're able to go back to in-person meetings. Of course, that whether you are in person or want to remain on Zoom because you want to be, you still want to have some certain precautions regarding the situation that we're all dealing with. All member preferences are going to be able to be taken care of. You will be able to meet in person if that's your preference, and you will be able to continue online if that's your preference. So there are surveys going out. Please speak to your presidents, your area directors, your support directors about the possibility of maybe restarting the in-person meetings. Like I said, I want to stress this. I can't stress it enough. It's a choice. Okay, nobody's obligated to go back to in person if they don't feel like they're ready for that yet. But for a lot of my members in our group, I'm part of BNI Latino. I know a lot of them are interested in going back to in person. It's not quite the same, of course. It's a different feeling when you're in person. But there's always going to be an option for people to also remain online and still be engaged with the chapter. So that's fantastic news. Make sure you speak to them about getting that done. I know that certainly in Texas that's already happening. You may want to also be state specific about what's going on in your state and whether or not that's a possibility. But it's good to see a little bit of change in the horizon. On another note, also wanted to mention HEB, one of the largest, if not the largest, supermarket chain in Texas. They've announced that they have some additional COVID vaccines within the pharmacies. So if you're close to an HEB, particularly the one that's out here in West Chase for sure, they have some extra vaccines and they're trying to get the word out. If you need a vaccine, you haven't been able to get scheduled, show up at the HEB at West Chase. They can take care of you. They need to use and administer those doses. If not, they lose them. So this is a great time to take advantage of that and hop to the first in the line here of vaccinations. All right, so now back to the show. First of all, I want to thank our first guest. We have Ghulam Khan, right?
Yes.
Ghulam comes from and is representing Schooley Mitchell. Frankly, I wasn't very familiar with Schooley Mitchell and what they did, and to be honest with you, I checked the website and it's pretty unbelievable what they do and the amount of services that they provide. It's a very, very comprehensive company, very well formed. Ghulam is a member of BNI Southwest. So first of all, thanks for coming on the show with us, Ghulam.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and so let's go straight into it. When did you become a member of BNI?
I became a member of BNI in last December.
Oh, okay, so you're talking recently, just
recently. Recently, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how's been your impression so far of the situation and sort of the infrastructure and everything you have access through the BNI platform?
It has been great. Really, experience has been great because the philosophy of the BNI has been working great, givers gain, and especially it helps a lot to build the relationship, networking, and help each other. So it has been a great experience.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. We love to hear our new members are getting along and getting with the program. And of course, if your chapter decides to make changes, that's probably an additional benefit that you'll see once we get back to somewhat of a more in-person type of a situation. Schooley Mitchell. Right. I was familiar with the name. I've heard of Schooley Mitchell before, but not really exactly familiar with everything they do. And like I said, I was incredibly impressed when I saw the website and I saw sort of the amplitude of all of the services that are provided by Schooley Mitchell. So let's talk about specifically the chair that you've got and what Schooley Mitchell actually does.
Right, yeah. But let me tell you exactly that you will not believe that when I say that everyone in the business is burning money, so what I mean is that they are spending more money than they need to spend on their business expenses. Tony Robbins said that the direct way to increase the profit is reduce your expenses.
Sure, reduce
That's
your
what you
costs.
need to do, because especially nowadays when you cannot increase your revenue, so make sure that you optimize your solutions. And that's what we do. Basically, as a Schooley Mitchell, we help our clients to reduce their business expenses to increase their profits and bottom line. Okay,
That sounds like a
that's what
winning
we,
combination.
Yes, exactly. That's what we do. Basically, and especially in the household also, if you want to just spend money on vacation or somewhere else also, you want to save the money so then you can spend somewhere else. So that's what we do basically. And the good thing is that we can help any business, anywhere, any industry. It doesn't have to be any size or anything like that. That is the beauty of this one. And the second thing is, really we are not really like suppliers or vendors. We don't sell anything. We are expert in these areas because we have been doing this for last 24 years. We have more than 24,000 clients, and we have a specialized software tools and everything else, and that's the reason we are able to do it also. And on our clients, average saving they save is generally from 30 to 40%, and most of the time they save more than that. And the other thing on top of that, the beauty is it's a risk-free. When I say risk-free means that our fees are self-funded from the saving. If we cannot generate any saving for you, there is no fee. So it means that at least you have someone to look into that, all expenses, business expenses, and make sure that you are not paying for more.
Right.
Because we exactly know that how much other companies or your competitors are paying for the same kind of services. So that's what we do, because we have been doing this one also because to specialized software, tools, benchmarking, and we have the pricing database of the whole North America for all the vendors. So that's what the people, the business people, they want to focus on their core business. So like for example, for accounting, you go to CPA.
Right.
Okay? For your legal issue, you go to attorney. Same concept. We are expert in these areas because business people, they don't have a time to look into their invoices to find out. It's so complex. The industry have been changing.
Depending on the business, they could have a variety of different services that they use at their offices as well.
Correct, right, yeah.
So I understand that it's about lowering your total expenses, right? How do you go, and I understand that you have proprietary software that helps you determine how to go about that. But for the people that are out there and saying, wow, this sounds great. I mean, this is low-hanging fruit, right?
Right, right.
I mean, I don't need to sell anymore. I don't need to invest in marketing to get, more sales or anything like that. We're talking about just cutting your expenses across the board. What kind of expenses do you typically focus on? What are the biggest expenses that the company can typically focus on to get you the most amount of savings?
Correct. That's a very good question. So we specialize in certain areas. Number one, let me give you telecommunication. So when we talk about the telecommunication, it means landline, wireless, internet, cable, anything related to those expenses. Number two, merchant services. When we talk about that, most of the businesses use debit card, credit card machines and all those things. It is so complex, then we can save the money there. The third category is all your utility bills, like gas, electricity, water, all those things. And then we have a waste disposal, all kind of medical shredding, regular waste, restaurant waste, any kind of waste or shredding, you are doing it also, and then the shipping. And then these are the areas where we specialized, okay, where we provide the services because that's what we have been doing for so long. Okay.
Well, merchant services is a big one. Obviously, especially if you're a retail operation, you're using your credit card is probably, a very big percentage of all the revenue that you receive is probably through merchant services. Do you have some sort of an arrangement with the merchant processors? I mean, because I know that there's a variety of different merchant processors, right? And they all go out and they, I guess, review what type of normal charges that you have, what type of business do you have, what's the possibility for chargebacks and things of that nature. Are you guys an authorized distributor for merchant services, or is that something that you do indirectly through 20 or 30 different companies that you have access to?
So basically we are expert, we look into that also because we are not tied up to any particular vendor or any supplier. For us, the main interest is the client. We just want to make the client save more money. And the merchant services has been the most complex one because there are so many players involved
Right.
into that one. Also, you will not believe there are more than 500 plus type of transactions. There are so many type of plans. People don't realize it. Generally, they say, "Oh, I got 1% or 2%."
Right.
They think they are making a money. They got the good deal. No, absolutely not. So we try to analyze all their credit card services spend, and we look into that exactly what kind of plan they have it, what services they are using it, and then we have a pricing database and the relationship for all the vendors and suppliers across North America.
Okay.
And then, so we just go through then and find out the best deal to get the same service or maybe better service and the much lower price.
So you're basically sort of shopping around on
Yes.
behalf of the business owner that doesn't have time to maybe talk to 5 or 6 or 7 different merchant processors. You take that time off of their hands, you make those applications, send them out, and then come back with what's going to be in the best interest of the customer?
That is correct. And
Okay.
other point is also, like, for example, sometime due to some of the reasons, they don't want to change their supplier or vendor, okay? So let me tell you, 80% of the time, you don't have to change the vendors.
Okay.
Even with the same vendor and supplier, we have the power to negotiate and we are able to help with significant amount of money.
Wow.
Right,
Okay.
right. And when we go back, and the other good thing is that when we come back after our analysis is done, to the client, we give them the options, 2 or 3 saving options. Even at that time also, if they don't want to move forward, they can refuse us. They can say, "I'm not interested." But generally, it never happens.
Right.
But the kind of saving they
Of
look
course.
into that.
Oh, you're saving money. How are you
Yeah,
going to say
because
no?
right now they are wasting that money anyway.
Right.
So if they get that money, just imagine that saved money. Not only they are saving, but they are spending somewhere else in the core business. So it multiplies.
Right, because you could use that money that you're spending on your expenses and actually use it on something that's going to generate additional revenue for you.
Correct.
So you could increase your advertising revenue, maybe your marketing revenue, or simply on time as well, because you're saving time by not having to shop all these things around.
Absolutely.
What about your ideal client? What are we talking about? Are we talking about medium-sized businesses, small businesses? I know you mentioned you do it in any industry,
Right.
but there must be a sweet spot, right, where you've had or what are you looking for today?
Sweet spot is definitely the people who are spending money in these categories. Simple as that. And the beauty of this, so we are very fortunate in the sense that we can help any client, anywhere, any industry, because most of these clients, business people, they are spending money in these areas. So definitely for us, it matters that the maybe medium-sized client, large clients, but for us really doesn't matter. We want to help any business, especially in this environment. Doesn't matter whether how much we get
right
or not.
now. I mean, the
Exactly.
cutting costs is
Absolutely.
number one priority.
Right.
You got to make that dollar stretch
Right.
as much as possible. How can somebody contact you? So if somebody's watching this right now, or maybe we're posting at BNI Members and they're interested in talking to you, how do they reach out to you, Ghulam?
Right, they can just go to Schoolie Mitchell also website, and then my website address is there, Schoolie Mitchell Khan, and they can always contact me via phone also. My cell phone number 848-667-1911, and then on the BNI Southwest chapter, they can always try to find out me and Ghulam Khan, and then just go from there.
That sounds great. Well, now you know, if you're looking to cut your expenses and maximize your profits, definitely something that you can do. No obligation,
No
right?
obligation.
No upfront costs unless there's savings involved,
Yeah.
correct? It sounds like a win-win situation. Give Ghulam a call. Schoolie Mitchell, thank you so much for having the
Thank you
time
much for
to
having
meet
me.
with us
Thanks, man.
today.
Wonderful.
And all the best for your weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank
We'll
you.
be back in a little bit with another BNI member. Don't go anywhere. Stick with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
As a critical aspect of your operations, you need the right technology partner to provide you and your business the peace of mind of having reliable and efficient IT systems. In addition, with cyber threats, ransomware at an all-time high, adequate, continuous, and proactive data protection for your business is an absolute must. Hi, this is Roland Parker with Impress Computer Solutions. We are experts in tailored IT solutions and professional 24/7 IT support services. We proactively monitor, maintain, manage, and protect your IT and data assets. Additionally, we have the know-how and horsepower to do the correct procuring of any and all computer systems or software your company may need. Having the correct IT infrastructure and not being able to operate safely and correctly is very expensive and can eventually destroy growth. So take a decisive step and call me today for a complimentary consultation at 281-647-9977 for your unique IT needs.
What is so special about sleeping? It boosts your mental health. It's critical for your immune system, weight management, and fertility, amongst other important aspects of your health. Most people do not know the average person spends a third of their life on a mattress. A hard reality is some people spend roughly 7 years of their lives tossing and turning because their mattress needs replacing, or it's just a low quality mattress, which in turn leads to multiple spine issues and other health problems. Hi, I'm John McCarty with Mattress Firm. Having the exact mattress for you is critical for your overall well-being, and my goal is to help you find the exact mattress that'll increase your quality of life and your loved ones and have a restful night's sleep. Call me at 832-815-8482. I'd love to help.
Hi, welcome back to the show, BNI Now. Now I have with me another member of one of the famous groups here in Houston.
I'll take it.
BNI Moneymakers, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
BNI Moneymakers
Proud
in the
moneymaker.
house. We've got Jessica Place. Jessica, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
How's everything going so far today?
Doing good, doing good.
It's
a gloomy day, so it's a great time for me to be here.
Right, exactly. So Jessica owns or runs NVMe Outdoor Design. By the way, I have to say I love this. I love the name NVMe. A little pun, play on words there. NV with the green and all that. Landscaping services, basically, right? So we're talking landscaping. So anything related to design of landscaping, as well as pool. And outdoor structures and outdoor kitchens, which I assume right now is a huge hit.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about you and the company and how sort of everything came together, a little history here for our viewers.
Absolutely. Well, we started our company about 6 years ago. It's funny that you mentioned NVMe Outdoor Design because that's actually a funny story how we got that name. We actually had a couple of clients come to us and wanted to do outdoor spaces for them. So we did, and we did one neighbor, and the other neighbor said, okay, now I'm ready for you to do mine. And I want you to do it like that, but I want it to do better. Yeah. I want to be the envy
you got to keep up with the Joneses, right?
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? That actually, that got kind of really spoke to me, and I was like, you know what? Envy me. All right, I got it.
That's a very catchy name. I like the name. So 6 years ago you started this. Yeah. How has business been for you over the last 6 years?
Yeah, it's been climbing. We've been super blessed. It's been climbing. Houston and Texas is such a great area to do outdoor spaces, even though it's hot. Everybody loves to be outside in Houston. Right. So to be able to create these gorgeous outdoor spaces for clients has been such a passion of ours.
And so it is very hot. So I'm assuming that you guys do the misting things for example?
Yes, we do.
Okay, well, you see
Spray
there's a
mist.
solution. There's a solution for every problem. BNI Moneymakers, you're obviously a member of BNI. How long have you been a member?
Over 3 years now.
Over 3 years. Yeah. So we're talking about
pre-COVID.
An old hand at this point, somebody that knows how it works. Tell me about your experience in BNI. So 3 years in your business, you find out about BNI. Can you
Yeah.
tell me sort of your BNI story and how it
Oh,
came
gosh,
to pass
yeah.
and what's been going on in BNI since you joined?
Absolutely. So, way we found BNI was just on Facebook. Somebody reached out, said, "Hey, I want you to come check out our group. We're in desperate need of a landscape company." I was like, "All right, I'll check it out." I went, and I never left. I've been there ever since. I met the moneymakers, and I just never wanted to leave. So,
Of course, they made you some money.
and they did make us some money, so we really do appreciate them. But it was always such a close-knit group that was created there. We started off business-minded and just became friends along the way, and I think that's kind of a little bit of the secret to sharing secrets, but a little bit of a secret to BNI MC Moneymakers.
Yeah, without a doubt, the relationships are number one. That's what trumps everything else. BNI Moneymakers, North Houston, right? We're
Yes,
talking about
in the Woodlands.
the Woodlands. Okay. What's been going on? Obviously, people have been cooped up in their homes since COVID started, and for many months, people didn't go out at all. How has that impacted your business and sort of the demand for your, maybe your design services as it relates to the backyards? I mean, backyards have now become a super important space for most homeowners because they're working at home, are stuck at home all day long, and they don't want to be inside all day long. They want to go outside and enjoy the sun, enjoy anything that's happening. So how's that impacted your business?
Oh man, it's really shot our business through the roof. People, as you said, want an escape. They don't want to be inside their four walls anymore. So the best way to get around that, while still quarantining at home, was expanding their outdoor space, giving them an outdoor kitchen, a patio, a play area for the kids. Pools have been very popular right
Really?
now
Okay.
because people can't go to community pools. They've been closed. They can't go to Splash Town or neighborhood pools. So they've contacted us to help create that space that they're missing and give some sanity to their lives since they're stuck at home.
So a lot of opportunity here. So can you tell me a little bit about the pool service? How long does it take normally to build a pool? I mean, I'm assuming there's a lot of different factors, right?
There is.
How big is the pool? What are the kind of finishes? Are you doing a whole deck for it? Are you doing a big build out as far as the outside space? But give or take, what are we talking about?
So roughly 8 weeks.
Okay.
I will tell you, obviously, and I highlight this with all of our clients, we are a weather-driven industry.
Right.
So if we have rain, if we have tornadoes, if we have freezes that we just recently got, it obviously puts a delay on things. But roughly about 8 weeks, we can install a pool from start to finish.
Okay. And then plans and permits, I assume,
Yes.
are part of that.
Yes, so that is a requirement, and that's a service that we offer to all of our clients. We handle all of your HOA or your township if you're in the Woodlands. We take care of all of that for you, so you're not having to fill out the paperwork, figuring out which ones you need to fill out, which ones you don't. We handle that whole process from start to finish. And then once we get the approval, then we can move forward on the installation portion.
Okay, and then what about the outdoor kitchens? I'm assuming that those are extremely popular right now
Yes.
as well. How's the process work? So you have a client, they come to you, they're saying, listen, we want to create an additional space in our backyard. Before it was just back there, we didn't really use it much, but now we want something special back there. How do you go about figuring out what they need, what they like, how you design it, what kind of look and feel they want for that, how big, how small?
Yeah,
all of
absolutely.
those details.
So we meet with our clients. We have a very intimate relationship with our clients. We meet with them. We find out what they like, what they don't like. Of course, what their home looks like currently plays a big part in our design in that outdoor kitchen. But more importantly, what are they using this kitchen for? Do they entertain a lot? Do they have a lot of small children? Is the husband a big barbecue guy? All of these things.
Right.
Do they like the egg?
Maybe pizza.
Maybe pizza, and we do pizza ovens. So really understanding what the function is for this outdoor kitchen helps us to create a kitchen that best fits their needs. And then, of course, the aesthetic portion of it, picking out colors and granites and tiles and stones is always the fun part. So we meet with our clients and we walk them through some of the examples that we would use. And then from there, we work together alongside of our clients to pick out all of those added features.
Okay. And then back to the basics, right? This is how you started landscaping
Yes.
specifically.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that was literally land,
Yep.
You're talking about plants, installation, design. how did that start with you? So what made you say, boy, we really need to do a landscaping company? What was your background before then, and how did you get into it?
So it's actually, I'm going to give kudos to my husband, who's not here. But he has actually been in the industry for over 25 years. He's a horticulture specialist. So that was kind of his bread and butter. He loved creating that space, educating all of our clients on the types of plants, when to use them, how not to use them, has been very, very important. So we started there and kind of expanded on it. Still having very much knowledge in all things outdoor. Now we're really starting to expand in everything else, but definitely passion for landscape.
Landscaping as it relates to home values. Tell me a little bit about that. So we all know that right now the real estate market in Houston is completely bananas. You know, there's not enough inventory. You know, we have houses flying off the shelves basically literally in, a week, 2 weeks. Houses are starting to command higher prices than actually list price. So we're starting to see that happen as well. How does landscaping impact the pricing of a home?
It impacts it exponentially. Nobody wants to purchase a home and have to put more work into that home. They want it almost move-in ready. And especially with the freeze that we just had, we've had a lot of real estate agents reach out to us, and homeowners reach out to us,
I didn't even
letting
think
us
about
know.
that, frankly, because a lot of them they're dealing with dead plants now.
Everything, yeah. And in most cases, you can just simply cover your plants. But since this is a freeze that Houston hasn't seen in
extended. It was too many
such
days.
a great period of time, covering it just didn't do for most plants. So we've had a lot of real estate agents reach out to us saying, hey, you know what, we need to get this house on the market. Obviously, the client doesn't want to spend that much money, so as little as possible while making it beautiful. So we work with all of our clients and real estate agents in making sure that we're giving them the best bang for their buck, focusing on the important areas that are going to help sell the house, and putting all the money there so that they are not having to come out of pocket so much to get it on the market and get it ready for pictures.
So that's actually a whole niche. That's a whole industry. Your realtors have listings, let's spruce up the, of course they have to do probably some touch-up work inside the home. Make sure that it's looking its best and is going to be able to get the best price possible. That being said, let's talk about referrals. Tell me, so in the 3 years you've been in BNI, tell me your best referral you've received so far. If you can remember it. I mean, I know I remember mine. Do you have one? I
do. It was from our real estate agent that we had in the chapter. And it was so funny because it was a client that had been passed from BNI member to BNI member to BNI member for all the things for their home. And she goes, you know what? They love this house. The landscaping is atrocious and the deck is falling apart. I'm like, that's fine. We'll meet with them. So we came out, we did the design for them. We replaced everything. And they've been just such an amazing client. They call us. They don't even live in the state anymore. They still call us for advice. But they did recently move back and buy a new house. And now we're working on that house for them.
Look at that, repeat business. And that's really the power of BNI, the power of generating solid, positive relationships with our customers. Because remember, if you do a bad job, you have to face that person that sent you that referral next week, and you have to face them every week. So you don't want that to happen to you. That's what makes it such a great deal. If somebody needs to reach out to you, how do they go about doing that?
The best way to reach out to me is phone number. Give me a call. Facebook is extremely popular, and I'm always on Facebook. We tend to get a lot of our clients through Facebook. So visiting NVMe Outdoor Design on Facebook or Instagram.
Last question is going to be any type of ideal referral that you're looking for right now? Do you have any kind of special offers going on that you're looking for a particular client? Or is it just pretty much anybody that needs help with their outdoor design and things of that nature?
Anybody that wants an improvement over their front or backyard. Creating a family space and family environment is what we want to help with all of our clients on. So anybody that's looking to create more of a family atmosphere, spending more time with the family outside is what we're hoping to get.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for meeting with us and coming out here in this beautiful weather. I'm assuming some of your crews may be taking a little break here until this passes, and hopefully it does and we have a beautiful weekend. So thank you so much, Jessica. Remember, NVMe Outdoor Design, BNI Moneymakers. They're located up in the Woodlands, but they do business all over Houston.
We do.
Give her a call if you need something going, if you need something on the outside, you want to spend a little more time with your family in your backyard, you want to put a little barbecue pit, maybe a pool. she's the person to do it for you. Thanks again, and we'll be right back with our next guest. Stick with us.
I'm here to take you to a new frontier, the final frontier. In fact, you and I are going where no one has gone before. I'm Glenn Henderson, entrepreneur, success coach, and musician, and I want to personally invite you to take this journey with me in the pages of my best-selling new book, All I Need to Know About Success I Learned from Star Trek. We'll travel aboard the USS Enterprise along with Captain James T. Kirk, Spock, and the finest crew in Starfleet. And we'll learn together about success principles like how to work with a team and accomplish your goals, when to fight for what you believe and when not to, and what your business really is, no matter what you do for a living. Beam aboard with me. My mission is your success, and I'll see you on the bridge. Live long and prosper.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Hi, this is Amy Gerard, Realtor with the Jorgensen Group. Buying or selling a property is an important step that will impact your life and the life of your loved ones. Did you know that having an experienced realtor at your side ensures more money in your pocket when buying or selling a property? In fact, the National Association of Realtors found consumers who did real estate transactions without a realtor by their side left money on the table. When selling, I perform a thorough market analysis to arrive at a price and marketing plan tailored to your needs. We recommend and help coordinate renovations, include a staging consultation, high-end signage, and the sharpest professional photography. Our dedicated marketing department makes your property shine to bring you the best and highest offers quickly. For buyers, I am actively adding to my list of new construction and off-market properties. We are up to date on the market trends and the industry standards to advise you on a competitive offer to help you snag your dream home. If you want to buy or sell a property, call me for a no-pressure consultation. I have the right team and strong know-how to navigate your transaction with ease.
And welcome back. Thanks for being with us again and sticking with us. Here we are. It's Friday. It is around, 12:35. We're live in studio here at NowMedia. By the way, thank you to our production partners. And I forgot to mention, we are live. Okay, we are live, and we are going out on the air on channel 2110 KVQ Houston, as well as 27.10 Beaumont. And there's a couple of new announcements that are coming on the way, not today, but NowMedia is now expanding also the horizons as far as the channels that they're going to be bringing. Soon to come are, I believe we're already live also in Lake Charles, and soon to come in some other areas as well. All right, so we have our next guest here, Robert Vera. All right, Robert, thank you for, or is it Vera?
Vera.
Vera.
Yeah.
Robert Vera from the Driveway Company, Katy. Robert's a member of BNI Katy as well. Thanks for coming out and meeting with us, Robert.
Thanks for your time. Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, the Driveway Company. So that's a pretty straightforward name.
Somewhat, yeah.
Pretty straightforward,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, on the services that you guys perform as well. Can you tell me a little bit about what the company's all about?
Yep. So primary is the joints and cracks that are on your driveway.
Which pretty much everybody in Houston has.
Yep. I come and take the wood out, the planks that were put there. I pull them out. I reseal it with a polyurethane product. And if you have a crack, I try to cut it out, put the sealant so grass and your trees no longer grow towards your driveway and crack it and make it worse.
Okay. Well, Houston, one of the things I remember, I'm not a native Houstonian. One of the first things I noticed when I moved to Houston is obviously, the roads. Roads in Houston are not all that great. At least they're not compared to where I came from. A lot of cracks, a lot of uneven, they use a lot of the concrete as well, slabs for the roads. A lot of times they're uneven and don't quite mix. And I've noticed also, I own an insurance agency, so a lot of customers, one of the things that we look for when we're inspecting homes is cracked driveways. A lot of people may not know this, but if you have excessive cracks in your driveways, the insurance carrier might actually preclude you from having coverage. They might say, hey, this is too much of a risk. We're not going to underwrite you. Please go find another insurance carrier to insure your home, because those cracks can cause people to fall. You trip over that, fall the wrong way. Maybe it becomes a really, really big issue. So do you guys do installation of the driveways? So you do everything from the actual installation all the way to the maintenance and or repair? Okay, so what's your ideal client right now? Is it somebody that's just purchased a home, maybe needs to redo the whole driveway, or builders?
50-50. Preferably the new homes that have been built 28 days later for me to come and pull the wood pieces out, seal it, put that UV protection also on it so the trees don't grow, that these new trees don't go towards your driveway and you don't have to deal with it later on.
So you mentioned the wood, you're pulling the wood. I'm a neophyte as it relates to that. What do you mean by pulling the wood?
So literally cutting, trying to get as much of that plank that was left there out.
Okay.
I need like a ½ inch below the concrete surface and to seal it so it won't get rotten, won't no longer, crack and break and pull up,
Okay. And what are the main culprits of the cracking and all of everything
Waters
else?
and tree. Water and the tree. It's your worst enemies right now.
Okay, so you're trying to make it so where your trees aren't too close to the driveway. That'll make it basically have a longer life. And then of course water. So water, of course you can't avoid water, right? You got rain. I mean, we live in Houston. We're coming into our flood months as a matter of fact. May through all the way through October is our rainy season or flood season. What can you do to prevent?
So after you get a power wash or after I get that wood pieces out, there's a UV protection that I can put on top of it that doesn't let water seep into your concrete no longer, and the trees won't look for the driveway. They'll look at other least pathway for it to go.
So there's something in that protected or sealant that basically the tree says doesn't want anything to do with that. It's like, let me grow this way.
Yeah, it can't find
instead
water.
of going over there. Okay. That UV sealant, are we talking about, how is that applied? Is it a spray?
It's a spray.
It's just like a spray, but it's like a coat of paint?
Yeah, so it looks like when your pest control guy comes out and sprays the outside, it's the same little holder and it's just water and it looks like milk, and I just spray it on the driveway.
And how long does that last?
About a year and a half before I have to come and reapply it.
Okay, so the reality is that you have to maintain your driveway, people. This is not something where you buy the house, you have your driveway, and you don't do anything about it until the cracks are so big that you don't really have another choice, because maybe you're now you're starting to give you issues with parking the car. You do have to maintain it. Maintenance, I assume, is the best way to avoid big repair bills down the road. Can you tell me, give or take, so somebody that's unfortunately maybe not taking care of that maintenance over the years, and they're in a situation where, hey, my driveway is just really beat up. We've got cracks everywhere, uneven slabs. Do you normally try to repair? I mean, at what point does it become, I can repair this, versus, okay, now we just have to put in a brand new driveway?
It's all up on the customer, really. If the customer can handle a little offset and a little grayer material in between these cracks versus demoing it, which is 10 times the cost of what I do when I repair it. So if I have to demo and repair, it's 5 figures usually.
Okay.
If I go and do a joint and crack repair, couple $1,000s.
So really, it's even if it looks terrible,
Yeah,
you can still fix it.
90% of the driveways can be get fixed with joint and crack repair.
Okay. And so joint and crack, how does it typically look after it's done?
It's not the same color as concrete. It's limestone. So versus the dark concrete color, it's a little bit lighter. But once I put my sand on it, it gives it a concrete feel. So it's a little off. You have to walk up to it to see it, to
Okay. Right,
say,
so-
okay, it's different.
Right. So unless you know it's there, chances are you're not really going to say, "Oh, look that
Yep.
what's wrong with that driveway?"
Yeah.
And of course, the savings is significant.
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you guys been doing this?
I got into the business back in August, but the company itself has been going on for 30 years.
30
and
years.
we're out of Omaha, Nebraska, and they
So this is a
decide-
nationwide company?
Yes, I'm I think one of 20 franchisees that's decided to go in with this franchise.
Okay.
But there's more companies out there, but the original one was in Omaha, like I said, and then they moved the headquarters to Waco, and I acquired this in August and been trying
Are
to.
you the only one in Houston?
Yes.
All right. So do you have some sort of is this your area? Houston is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you're the only guy that does it, the driveway company.
Yep.
You got into it in August. How's things been since you acquired it? So this is a brand new venture for you.
Just trying to get everyone educated on that new pours aren't the way to go. You can join and repair it by joining cracks with the sealant. Just trying to get people, they call me for new expansions. I do that, but then I'm telling them like, well, I can also save you money, and it's just trying to get education out there.
Okay.
And understand.
And how did you get into this business to begin with?
It was literally, I got out of a job in the oil and gas industry and looked at a consultant for franchisees and narrowed it down from 10 to 3, and this is one of the 2 companies I bought franchise-wise. So
And tell me about the impact that BNI. So you became a franchisee. How long after that did you become a BNI member?
So last month I joined BNI.
Okay.
Yeah,
and how's that been for you?
Good. I've been
Getting referrals already?
Yeah. Getting
Well,
referrals.
imagine
and
that
that's-
1
yeah.
month. BNI Katie. How many people in that chapter?
I think we're up to 60.
60 people.
Yeah.
So that's got to be one of the biggest chapters
Yeah.
in Houston.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about what's so far 1 month. I know it's not a lot to take out of, but what is your main takeaway from BNI? What's the thing with BNI that's impressed you the most?
It's a giver's gain. I see people on Facebook or social media asking for, storage, movers, like your alert systems and stuff. And I'm able to send out like referrals, and the same people are also trying to help me out. They're at people's homes and they're like,
Right.
oh, there's a driveway crack here. I got a guy for this.
Right.
I'm the guy.
Well, and let me tell you, you've
Yeah.
got a great business for BNI
Yeah.
because, there's not a driveway guy in every BNI chapter. So you've got a great, fantastic way to expand.
Yep.
And definitely we'll have to talk so you can come
Yep.
visit our chapter and
Yeah.
we can get to know you.
Yep.
All right. What about your ideal referral? Who are you looking for right now?
Anyone that wants to fix their driveway, before it gets into the summer months, and wants to get it done sooner than later before it gets worse.
Okay. Fantastic. And then how do they reach out to you? How do they get in touch with you?
My phone number is 832-418-0697. I usually answer the phone. If not, email me at katie@drivewaycompany.com.
Now, Robert Vera with the Driveway Company, Katie, he's the only guy in Houston for that. Talking nationwide company. But if you want something done in Houston with your driveway, give him a call. And he's not going to try to sell you a new driveway. He's going to try to repair what you have. So thanks for coming and seeing us, Robert. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
And look forward to meeting you in the future.
Appreciate it. Thank
All right.
you.
We'll be back with our last guest. Don't go away.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Having a spotless house is critical for your quality of living. Hi, this is Kevin Thury with WashPros.us. At WashPros, we are locally owned and operated, servicing Central Houston, Austin, and Dallas. We are fully insured. We offer annual, semi-annual, and quarterly cleanings. We recognize that needs change and Mother Nature keeps us on our toes. Just know we are happy to help. We use eco-friendly products and a purified water cleaning system for a spotless shine. We service HOAs, the property managers, investment firms, and you, the homeowner. If you're putting your house on the market or have an annual maintenance cleaning schedule, or you are interested in holiday lighting, we are your one-stop shop for all of your exterior cleaning and holiday lighting needs. Call me today for your free on-site quote and let WashPros.us be your clean escape.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The NowMedia video business card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The NowMedia video business card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
All right, here we are. We've got the last person. Thank God for technology. Our last guest is coming to us via Zoom. It's Michelle Tagliamonte with Juice Plus out of Dayton, Ohio, and she's with the chapter Networking Pros. Are you with us, Michelle?
I am.
All right, fantastic. This is working great. I was actually a little bit concerned. I was like, you when you're in BNI for so long and you've gotten used to these Zoom meetings, you get to see everything, right, Michelle? I'm assuming that you've seen all sorts of problems, and I understand that you're also the president of your chapter. So
I am, yeah.
You've probably experienced some of these problems yourself.
Yeah. You never know what you're going to get with technology, but I'm grateful for it. It's a wonderful thing, but it can also present its challenges. But I'm here, and this is working great. So I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. So, Michelle, I know that you mentioned a couple of different companies that you're with, that you represent, but your actual chair is with Juice Plus. Can you tell us a little bit about what Juice Plus is and what you represent?
Yes, absolutely. So Juice Plus is a whole food concentrate, fresh, raw fruits, veggies, and berries in a capsule. And there's also plant-based omega. But to kind of start from the beginning, I learned about this about 20 years ago. My family and I was a young mom at the time. My family and I were sick a lot.
Oh, wow.
My husband traveled professionally, so he was gone all the time. And I was working a very busy job in corporate America as a district manager. So burning the candle at both ends and not being healthy does not make a good mix. And then having two little ones that were sick all the time too,
what would we be talking about
really added to the challenge. So I went on a little mission to try to figure out what I could do to get healthier. And along the way, I found Juice Plus. And it just made immediate sense to me because it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I knew we weren't getting enough. And so when we added this to our bodies, it made a tremendous difference. Immediately, I saw my daughters not going to the pediatrician's office anymore, except for well visits. And about 4 to 6 months later, because my immune system was a little bit more deficient and older, it took a long time, took a little bit more time for my body to really recognize the changes. But I was noticing things like no more bronchitis, no more colds, no more, colds duration was first decreased. And then ultimately I went through winters with no more colds, flus, sinus infections, bronchitis. So I love what I get to do because especially right now when people are looking for a way to strengthen their immune system, this is profoundly important. And it's nutrition, it's food. So it's not a vitamin. And it's also not a replacement for a healthy diet, but it helps, we like to say it bridges the gap between what you should get every day and what you do get every day. And if what you get is 0, then you're getting a lot more added nutrition. And if you're already getting a little bit, the variety and the consistency every day is really where the magic happens. So
we're
from there, I
talking about-
became a certified health coach. So I'm sorry, go
so
ahead.
we're talking about capsules, right? So these are, you're not replacing a meal or anything like that, right? You're talking about how often do you have to take these capsules? Is it just once a day? Is it before you eat 3 times a day? What are we looking for as far as the usage of the capsules?
So yeah, there's capsules and there's also a soft chewable. We also call them gummies, but soft chewables are available and good for anybody at any age as well. So it's what you choose to use to consume. Capsules, I prefer the capsules because they're more concentrated and there's no sugar added to them. But the chewables are great for adults that can't swallow capsules, or for children, or for people who just know, you know what, I'm not going to take a capsule. Yeah, I'd rather just eat it as a snack, and it's great that way too. But to answer your question about how many or how often, really it doesn't matter. It's get it in every single day, and it doesn't really matter how you do it. I take mine all at once. So it's, you know, there's fruits, veggies, and berries. I mean, you just shared it, but these are the fruits and the veggies, and there's berries. And I take, you know, the serving size is 2 of each every day. And so you can do them all at once, or you can spread them out throughout the day. It really is a matter of preference. It does not matter.
And so obviously I can see the passion that you've got for nutrition and well-being in general. Has this pushed you to also branch out into other areas related to well-being?
Yes. And as I mentioned, I am also a certified health coach. So along my journey, because I got so passionate about the power of food, I really wanted to learn more about what I could do to help myself, my family, and my clients get healthier and be healthier, because this is one piece of the puzzle. As I said, you know, if you're somebody who eats a really terrible diet and you add Juice Plus to your diet, you're going to be healthier. But if you really want to experience overall total wellness and vitality and really be able to, you know, make the most of it, there's other things that you need to do. You need to be drinking enough water and sleeping and exercising and eating other healthy foods. And so I became a certified health coach because I wanted to learn more, but I also wanted to turn around and pay it forward to other people as well, and just kind of help them up their game. You know, sometimes it's the first simple step is adding Juice Plus, but then what are you going to do to take it to the next level? And that's where I can help people do that.
And how does that process work? So it's you know, fascinating and interesting topic. Obviously, we're all worried about well-being. We've been going through over a year of dealing with pandemic, which obviously is a huge impact directly to our well-being. You know, doctors don't specifically say, you know, we all have heard Dr. Fauci for the last year plus talk about, you know, high-risk people, you know, who's going to be mostly impacted by COVID. You know, we've all known people that have gotten COVID. We all know people that, you know, it's affected pretty significantly. You know, I have some people that I know that, you know, spent weeks in the hospital. I know a couple of people that unfortunately have passed away as a result of getting COVID. And how is this directly impacted by your well-being to begin with? So what are your chances of, let's say, being better off? Okay, if you have a strong immune system, if you're a very healthy person to begin with, and you have to deal with contracting something like COVID, you know, it just goes, you know, seems to be common sense that you'll probably be able to fare better. So well-being has been a huge topic really for the last year. And we all know that the struggles that, you know, we deal with in this country, you know, with processed foods, you know, levels of obesity being incredibly high, et cetera, et cetera. Can you tell me specifically how, you know, any specific situations that you've gone through with clients where you've seen a significant improvement, not only in their well-being as a whole? And how do you go about doing that with them? Is this a process that you do? Do you meet with them every 2 weeks, every month? Is there some sort of an accountability that has to take place? What makes you such a great nutritionist to where you're able to extract the most out of your clients?
So, you know, it's a really good question. And the timing of this is really powerful. But I will also tell you that I'm so grateful because my story hasn't changed from before COVID was ever a word to now. The ultimate goal, and what I know to be true, is that there is not a single illness or disease process that isn't going to be greatly improved with a variety and consistency of abundant nutrition. And plant foods are really the place where you're going to get abundant nutrition. all of the work that our immune system does. And I could go into a huge tirade about gut health and everything else, but it's all related to plant nutrition. And the more plants you can get in your body, the healthier you're going to be. And so the converse is also true, that there isn't a disease process that isn't going to be greatly impacted to the negative with a lack of nutrition. So, we are here to talk about, the story never changing. I've always been talking about the fact that people need to take control of their health. And that was the thing for me, being a young mom that was sick all the time, but also looking at things like Alzheimer's and macular degeneration and breast cancer and heart disease and diabetes, and wanting to prevent those for myself and my family. It was about changing my story that I was telling myself about, my DNA is my destiny. Because it runs in my family, I'm going to get it. That is not true.
Right.
80 to 90% of what we deal with in the way of disease is not inherited because it's in our genes. It's inherited because it's in our lifestyle.
Right.
So I help people change their lifestyle. And yes, to answer your question, I can do anything from individual one-on-one coaching in person or on Zoom. I can do group classes with families or group, church groups or professional groups, offices, whatever. I also am working on an online coaching program where you pay for your program and then you go through it. It's self-driven. And then every Friday we do kind of a live on Facebook where we talk and I answer your questions through that modality too. So there's lots of different ways. So it really just depends. Like I said, it can be something as simple as, you start with Juice Plus and then you increase your nutrition, and we talk about adding more water and exercise and, taking out toxic foods from your diet, cleaning up your pantry. For most people, it's that simple. And
Right.
I think that's probably the biggest obstacle people have, is that they don't really believe that it's that simple.
Oh, without a doubt. There's so many options. I mean, and one of the things that I can think about that I tried recently was this, I don't know if it's any good. You'll have to tell us, the burgers, with the plant-based burgers now, that has been sort of, all over the place recently, is something that, for those people that don't want to give up the burgers, okay, well, at least you can do something that might be slightly healthier than, your regular burger. On another note, so I know how long have you been a member of BNI, Michelle?
I have been a member of BNI since approximately 2011. I joined BNI when I lived in Illinois, and I was there in that area for about 9 years, and then moved back to the Dayton area and joined my chapter that I'm in now. I believe it's coming up on 2 years ago.
And how's your experience been so far in Dayton in the chapter? I noticed that you're the president of the chapter. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
And what about your history there with the chapter in Dayton?
Well, I absolutely love it. We are a chapter that is growing right now, and I'm loving being able to support the growth. And and it's funny because I lived in Dayton for 15 years. We moved to Illinois and then we moved back. So I'm kind of rekindling old relationships and inviting lots of people to come in and check out our group and join us. But it's amazing because, just like in my group in Illinois, the relationships that I've created with these people is amazing. And they've become friends, and I just absolutely love being able to help them grow their business. And I appreciate the help that they give me in growing mine as well.
Without a doubt. How about what's the perfect referral for you, and how do they reach out to you? So how do they set up an initial appointment with you to try to see if this is going to be a good fit for them and for you?
Yeah. So, the perfect client for me is somebody who is wanting to take the next step in their health. Maybe they're concerned about what's going on with their immune system right now, or maybe they're somebody who is already taking